Welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk about dark gods and goddesses today. So, in my online witchy groups the past month or so, I've been seeing a trend. More and more people seem to be having experiences of a dark presence around them, seeing shadows, having darker dreams, and things of that nature. Of course, the influence can be from their own fear, what's going on in our world, or other dark entities. But what I'm feeling when I'm reading them or talking to them is that they are being called by a dark god or goddess. Perhaps I am noticing it more since recognizing and accepting the Morrigan. Perhaps it has to do with all the energy changes people have been feeling lately. Either way, these deities seem to be very active right now. The main three I'm seeing in Mass are the Morrigan, Hecate, and Lilith, although there are many, many more out there. I am seeing people like myself who have practiced for a really long time with no interest in deity work and all of a sudden being pulled towards it. I'm not the only one who has noticed, and there has been some theories as to why this is happening. Some talk about the energies shifting, a great awakening that may require people to advance through their inner and shadow work more quickly, which appears to be a speciality of this kind of deity. Some talk about the need to ready oneself for battle, whether that be internal or external, and to look at what is going on in our world right now. Whatever the reason, though, it does seem their presence is becoming more common in the witch community. Personally, I find it fascinating to witness. I do wonder if my perception is slightly biased due to my relationship with the Morrigan. But then again, perhaps it is that relationship that allows me to see it in this way. I saw several people saying to ones asking about the dark presence, doing exactly what was done to me, telling them that it was something to ward against, to get rid of, it's dark, it's evil. Although I stepped in and I offered my opinion on the possibility it might be a deity or a guide reaching out to them, I still wondered how many of these conversations were going on that I don't see. How many people were being told to automatically reject what was reaching out for them before investigating it? How many have been in a position like myself all those years ago, listening to people they felt knew more and ending up pushing away something that is really good? I'm not saying all dark presences are good. Let's be clear. But I do think you need to analyze that before you make a rash judgment. Do you feel threatened by it or have fear of it? Now look inward. Is that fear coming from the presence itself or shadow or whatever you're seeing? Or is it from yourself because it is something unknown to you? Is it trying to harm you? I don't think any deity calling to you would actually harm you. That would defeat the purpose. So if that's the case, you can probably guess that it's not. Excuse me. I do think when encountering anything new, we should assess it. Not all warm and fuzzy things have good intentions either. So we need to take closer looks before we make a decision on if it's something that's positive or if it's something that's negative. Dark gods and goddesses can have a more forceful way about them. They can be more demanding, feel more aggressive, and tend to be very blunt. Most seem focused on transformative change, inner shadow work, strengthening oneself, things dealing with the soul, death, and into rebirth because they're share a pattern. These things don't make them evil, but until you understand their style, they can seem a little scary. They can also seem a little scary because the upfront work can be scary for some. Some people have a hard time with big change. Some may have a hard time working through past trauma. And still, some may have a hard time taking a deep dive into themselves and taking a really good look in that mirror. The upfront work they require, though, is necessary in order to grow. That growth translates to knowledge, more powerful magic, and ability in your craft. In the end, it is so worth it. I also want to note that my relationship with the Morrigan is not dark. Yes, she demands consistent work from me and can be very blunt. In the same breath, though, she emanates this beautiful love and guiding spirit about her, at least to me. I don't see her as a harsh goddess in the way that she's mean or cruel or does things just for her own giggles. The trials I go through are of my own making. They are made by my own choices and path I choose to follow. This explosive growth in knowledge, my craft and spiritualism with her, though, is worth every smack on the hand. In all my years of practice, I have never experienced anything quite like it. There are dark deities in every pantheon, and many seem similar to each other. I personally, and others may disagree, and that's fine, but I personally see them as all being part of a larger energy pattern. Each of them is their own energy pattern in their own right, but also a part of a larger pattern together. Has there been any deity that keeps popping up to you and catching your attention? Name that you keep hearing over and over, keeps showing up every time you turn around? You can start by looking at what you're drawn to in terms of culture, pantheon, types of magic, and start Googling to see if there are any that stand out to you or that catch your attention. Then dive into learning about them. Look at a variety of sources and listen to a variety of other people's experiences with them. Your experience will be unique to you, but hearing others can help give you clues. If the connection strengthens while you're doing this, or the feelings deepen, you're probably on the right track. If you're personally drawn to nature, Celtic aspects, art, or energy and elemental magic, then I really would suggest looking at the Morrigan. There are other ones out there too, don't get me wrong. I just, I keep having this pull. And like I said, maybe it's biased because I'm working with her. You can also do meditation practices to try and connect with them to find out who they are. This is more about listening than asking. So grab a candle, some incense you like, and see where it leads you. In all honesty, though, you don't need anything but yourself. You can meditate anywhere without a single thing besides yourself. Take notice of your surroundings. Maybe there are signs that you're missing. I do caution some intention here, as a sign will generally elicit some type of feeling deep within, not just seeing a certain type of bird, for example. Hey, I saw a crow in my backyard. Well, in my area, crows are pretty common. So if I'm not having some type of emotional feel or something that catches me on the inside when I see it, I'm probably not going to look at that as a sign, but just a beautiful bird. If you feel this kind of dark presence around you, if you're seeing shadows out of the corner of your eyes or whatever it is that's catching your attention and it seems more on the darker side, I really encourage you to assess it carefully. Look at it. Try to decide, is this something that may be something calling out to me, a guide or a deity that would like to work with me, instead of just automatically going to that negative place with it. I do feel there is a good chance that is a dark god or goddess that's reaching out to you. So, if you have any questions, if you need to talk about this, if you're having things going on, you can always put it in the comments down below, or you can directly contact me, and I'll be more than happy to talk with anyone. In the description down below, also, you will find some interesting articles talking mainly about the Morrigan, but they also give different ways that you can look at deity, especially when researching them. There are also some awesome links to today's highlighted people to check out. There are links to my personal Instagram and Facebook where I share a daily Ogum energy and information on how to become part of our new grove on Discord. Until next time, keep walking your own path.